مرحبا وأهلا وسهلا فيكن. أنا اسمي رنا وأنا ولدت بلبنان. That was Arabic for welcome. My name is Rana and I was born in Lebanon. So I was born in Lebanon in the same year that the Civil War started. And this war was focused a lot in my city of Beirut. So ever since I was born until the age of 9, all I really knew was war and conflict. And at 9, my family and I came to Australia where we found peace and started a beautiful life for ourselves. But even as a child, growing up in a war-torn country made me realise that there's something wrong with this world. There's a lot of injustice and human rights violations, and no child, no human should ever experience war. I work for an amazing NGO called the Multicultural Families Organisation right here on the Gold Coast in Australia. We support the local migrant and refugee communities, providing them with a place of safety, with a community where they can build a new life. My role is to work with women, empower them, help them grow and develop their skills, help them to adapt to their new life in Australia, build social networks for them so they can feel a part of a community. We also promote a strong message of unity, of community, of harmony, and of the beautiful and vibrant energy that the migrant community brings to a city. On a personal level, I'm a writer and a spoken word artist. Today I would like to share 2 spoken word pieces with you. The first one is called The Bystander on the Bus. It is unfortunate that we see so many of our brothers and sisters targeted with racism and discrimination. Unfortunately, women bear the brunt of many of those targeted attacks because of the way they dress and the way they look, and because of their vulnerability. We are all bystanders who can do something when we see discrimination, racism, and violence in our streets. We may feel powerless, but in fact, as a collective, we have a great power and a moral obligation to do something. Because doing nothing sends a message to the perpetrator that it is okay to perpetrate the violence. They all could hear, but no one came near. My distress was very clear, can't they see my fear? His taunts and his rage, uncontrollable rampage, yet no one showed outrage at any stage. They stared at their phones. I felt so alone. His mood, cold as stone, dread flowed through my bones. My crime was my race. It showed on my face. My clothes a disgrace. I must constantly brace for this regular abuse, for skin colour I didn't choose, for what's on the news and the politicians' views. They joke and dehumanise and laugh and chastise. It's harmless in their eyes. Preclusion is their prize. Society in demise based on fear-mongering and lies. Prejudice in disguise and bigotry on the rise. Now I'm paying the price for your ignorance and vice. So please be more precise and get off from your device. Constantly feeling inferior, judged for my exterior. Just for being ulterior, they think they are superior. He taunts with his fists. He screams at me and spits. I pray he leaves me and sits, or gets off the bus and quits. I look up for their assistance, but all I see is resistance. Ignoring his belligerence, I question my own existence. Their silence condones his actions, his groans, his high on his throne, no sound but his own. They stare out the window. His anger still grows. You're a dumb fucking hoe. Back to where you came from. You should go. Hate crimes are now the norm. For those who don't conform, building to a perfect storm if society we don't transform. A woman I have never seen says, "Sarah, where have you been?" Dressed head to toe in green. She comes and stands in between. She talks and smiles, enthused. He stares at her, confused. She tells a joke and he's amused. The situation is suddenly diffused. Others on the bus now get up, building a wall so he would back up. He's outnumbered and so he gives up. He sits down and he shuts up. He gets off the bus and they cheer. I break down in tears. The woman disappears as suddenly as she appeared. I still remember her scent. Like an angel she came, then went. Her actions worked to prevent my agonizing torment. Woman in green, you're my hero. The incredible humanity you showed. The seeds of compassion you sowed. Trees of hope, because of you, now grow. This next piece is called Hostage of Shame. Because many women around the world, even until today, suffer as hostages to shame. I dedicate this piece to all the women fighting for gender equality today. I stepped up onto the stage and disrobed, standing bare-bodied so they can see my scars, marked with the wounds of every woman before me who have survived the genocide on our freedoms. The blood of their sacrifice still stains our consciousness. A witch, they scream, burn her at the stake. They fabricate crimes, believing their own lies and fables, consumed by a mass hysteria that has demonized our sisters throughout time, suppressed from childhood so that we cannot outshine the egos of priests and kings and dictators who are threatened by the power of our feminine heart. I stand my ground, raise my voice now and proclaim. For far too long I have dressed in the cloth of shame, drank from the river of oppression, eaten from the carcass of obedience. For centuries you have stood by, closed your eyes, manipulated truth, attempting to justify. Human trafficked girls sold as sex slaves. The rule of thumb where sticks break the bones of wives. Mutilating genitals for a family's pride. Dowry and honor killings, child brides. Stealing our rights to our bodies as we are punished as scapegoats for your crimes. Our daughters are born with a noose wrapped around their neck, wearing their family's honor as an invisible chastity belt. For far too long, we have been enslaved, commoditized, oppressed, dehumanized by a system that mutes our voices, exploits our bodies, dictates our womanhood. Now is the time for change. We will no longer be harmed by your flames. We are fierce like the sun, shielded by the spirit of the warriors that dwells in our womb. A spirit that has cascaded through generations of healers and wisdom keepers, oracles and medicine women. I invite you, my sisters, climb up on to this stage. Disrobe from fear, unite and reclaim. Stand up to injustice, unshackle your chains. No longer will a single one of us live as a hostage of shame.
Ooh.